Okay, hello friends. We are starting Unit 1, Part 2 today, Regions of the United States. Okay, so the first part is going to involve some good old-fashioned coloring. Okay, so you need to get to your beginning of your Unit 1, Part 2. The beginning of your notebook looks like this. Let me go get it real quick. Okay, looks like this. Fourth grade, Unit 1, Topic 2, Regions of the United States. Okay, this is going to be your first page, Regions of the United States. This, you're going to need your blue, either dark blue or light blue. Either one's fine. Your green colored pencil, I would say probably go with the darker green. Twistables are fine. Yellow, orange, and red colored pencils or twistables. Okay, so go ahead and pull those colored pencils while I get things set up on my Elmo. Okay, guys? And it just went off again. Yay me. I've been battling all day with my computer with the Elmo attachment. It doesn't want to stay attached. And there it went off again. Chris Horton was so wonderful to get everything attached, but mine keeps coming detached because, you know, it can. All right, so I'm going to share screen and not Smart Ink, but Live Image, share screen. If you hear background noises, that's other teachers up here. Okay, so we have seen, share screening is paused. No, should not be paused. Stop share, share screen, image mate. Should definitely be active. Okay, here's share screen. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see all this at one time. Okay, friends, regions. So not only are we going to color this image in the same way that I'm coloring it, but you're also going to make a key as you go, guys. Okay. Oh, the lid came off my marker. Not cool. Okay. So you can either use your dark blue or your light blue. My marker's gone bad. Made a basket. I'm going to use my darker blue. Okay, so your 5 colors: dark blue, red, yellow, orange, and darker green. Okay, so we're going to color the west, the states in the west, red. I'm going to take out a little break to write west. I'm doing mine in pen. If you have a black pen, that's what I would prefer. These states are in the Midwest. Need you to label these, okay? Midwest. These are the Southwest. These are the Southeast. If you don't have a black pen, neatly do it in black colored pencil. Okay, this is the Northeast. Okay. And forgive me, I'm having to lean over. Not the most comfortable setup, but it works. Like I always tell my students, if I could do this neatly, you can too. Don't scribble. The other thing, the more you do this, coloring, cutting, gluing, the better you get with your fine motor control. This actually helps you with your handwriting too. This year I was asked by my neurosurgeon if I had good fine motor control. I was like, yes, why? Because technically I shouldn't with the problems that I've had, but the years of being persistent and making myself do things like this and diamond painting and painting on canvases and such means that I still have really good fine motor control. So the more you do this, the better you get at things like handwriting and coloring and painting, and even things like playing the piano is also linked to this. So do a good job. It actually benefits you in other areas. Notice you can still read the word west. Please make sure I can read the word west when you submit your assignment. Obviously, since you're submitting a picture that you've colored, this is going to be one that your parent's going to have to submit a picture to me via Dojo, okay? Now, I've seen some students that take their colored pencil and they trace the edges darker in red, and it makes it look really nice. So if you want to do that, trace the edges in a darker red, go ahead. It makes it look really nice, guys. Okay? You see what I'm doing? Just tracing it. It makes it look more finished. Okay? That's up to you. Okay? Alaska is also part of the West, including that island. And these chain of islands called the Aleutian Islands. So you're going to color Alaska red also. Not the entire box, but the state of Alaska that's inside that inset box. Okay? And these islands. Okay? So Alaska also gets colored red. And then Hawaii, this chain of islands, is actually the tops of volcanoes. It also is part of the West. So color the islands of Hawaii red. Okay? Then we're going to make up a map key. To make mine look neat, I'm going to outline each box in black. I'm going to write it in black, the West, the Southwest, the Midwest. Make yours look neat also. I need to read it. You need to be able to read it later. The Southeast, and the Northeast. Okay. So I'm going to write at the top, map key. And yes, you have to make a key. And then I'm going to color inside the West red, because that's what color we colored the states in the West. Okay. Now, the Southwest. We're going to color these states orange. So I'm going to go ahead and color the map key orange. Southwest states go orange. Please don't color this in marker. It will bleed through to your next page. You don't want to do that. Okay. Okay, so Southwest states, orange. It's not brown, it's orange. It's my Elmo that kind of distorts the color. It makes it look brown. But that's red, that's orange. Okay, now Midwest, we're going to color blue. Okay, so Midwest, blue. That's not purple, this is blue. Blue. Okay, just like the folder, blue. See, same color as folder. Blue. I'm just looking too dark. You can always erase it. That's why we use colored pencils. Please don't color the lakes blue. Okay. One more thing about please don't scribble. If your old teacher can do this, you can definitely do this too. I can do it neatly. You can too. All right, guys. Okay. Blue for all those big blue Great Lakes up there, okay? Now, southeast, we shall color green for all the fertile land down here in the southeast. Okay, there's green for southeast. Finally, the northeast, yellow. Okay, might be a little bit harder to read, but northeast, yellow. Okay, I zoomed in a little bit. All right, so west is red, southwest is orange, midwest is blue, southeast is green, northeast is yellow. Okay, there we go. There are all 5 regions colored, and the key is made. The key is colored, and Alaska and Hawaii are also colored according to their region. Okay. Just a second, guys. All right, guys, so that's the first page we're going to take care of today, Wednesday, the regions of the United States. Okay, now we're going to turn not to this first page. It says economy and population. We have to go to the next page if you have a folder. We're going to start with the southeast region, which is the region we happen to live in. So the first thing we need to do is go to the PDF, which this is the wrong PDF, so let's go to the right PDF. So regions of the USA, let's go to this. Okay, I'll make sure I'm sharing the right thing. Then share screen, regions, share. It's gonna take us a minute to get to what we need. For my one student, Colby, who saw me Monday, and for my face-to-face students, this is actually being recorded on Monday afternoon. So again, we are moving on to the southeast first. You see I code mine differently than the publisher does, okay? And we're not doing the research project. We're doing this together to save time. All right, so what we're going to be doing is breaking this apart and coding our land according to the physical features on the land, okay? So the southeast region, the first thing we're going to be doing is putting mountains on it. And then we're going to be putting a coast on it. So you're going to need your brown colored pencil or twistable. You're going to need your red colored pencil or twistable. You will need your light blue colored pencil or twistable. And you will need your dark blue colored pencil or twistable. Okay, so brown, red, light blue, dark blue. First thing we're going to do is use our red to color along the coastline here. And this is to show the Atlantic Ocean's coast. Okay, because the coastline certainly impacts people. Hurricanes come in along that. There's fishing along that coastline. Fishing for fish, fishing for seafood, crabs, shrimp, lobster. So that's Atlantic coast. So you're going to color that coastline red, just like I did. and you're going to label it just like I did. So let me go back to Instant Messenger. Okay, so see how I colored all along here with my red colored pencil? And then I labeled it Atlantic Coast. Okay, now let's go back and see how the original was. Then we're going to put in Appalachian Mountains, just like they did. So that's along the border of Virginia to West Virginia. And then it goes down the North Carolina-Tennessee border. And then it gets really wide at that South Carolina, North Carolina edging. And then goes across the top of Georgia and into Alabama. Okay. Appalachian Mountains. Appalachian. Mountains. I'm going to abbreviate MTNS. So you need to draw in your Appalachian Mountains. It's along the border of Virginia to West Virginia. Then it cuts down here along the border of North Carolina to Tennessee. And along that border with South Carolina, see how it's real wide right there? And then Georgia and Alabama. Okay? And label it Appalachian Mountains. MTNS is how I abbreviate it. APPALACHIAN, Appalachian Mountains. Okay? Of course, Atlantic Coast right here. All along there is the Atlantic Coast. That's red. Appalachian Mountains. Pay attention to where I marked it. If you need to, you can hit stop on your video so you can do yours. So far we've marked Atlantic Coast and Appalachian Mountains. Okay, Mississippi River. Part of this is marked for you. Part of it is not. Okay, so you see I'm going over this kind of heavy so you can see it. Then here, you have to draw it in. Okay, you have to draw that little piece in there. Mississippi River, MISSISSI River. Okay, Mississippi River. Okay, Mississippi River. Okay, Mississippi River. Right here, I traced over that blue line with my light blue. And then right here, you have to draw in your own line. From that corner of Louisiana to Pontchartrain Lake, you have to draw in your own blue line. You see that? And then I labeled it MISSISSIPPI, Mississippi River. So, Atlantic Coast in red, all along there. Appalachian Mountains, brown. Mississippi River, blue. Starts here. Starts above that, but this is where we're going to label it, Mississippi River. And this part you have to draw in on your own, that little piece. Okay? One more thing. Gulf Coast. This is dark blue. Of course, there's a lot of Gulf Coast. Gulf Coast. Okay. Gulf Coast, dark blue. Okay, leaving that there for you to look at for a moment. Gulf Coast, it's dark blue. So you need to draw in your Mississippi River, your Appalachian Mountains, your Atlantic coast, and your Gulf Coast. Okay? All right. So normally I would do this only in pencil. However, that makes it hard for my friends at home to see. So I'm going to do this in pen and pray I don't mess up what I'm writing. Okay, guys? So the bottom says, describe how the physical features of this region are different from one another. So that means we need to look at what the physical features are. So let's go back and look at the physical features, okay? We see that. We see Appalachian Mountains, we see Atlantic Coast, we see Gulf Coast, and we see Mississippi River. We need to see more physical features, okay? So you have Gulf Coastal Plains, you have Atlantic Coastal Plains. Coastal plains are lowlands, okay? Here you have mountains, you have beaches, you have some smaller mountains here, you have a lot of rivers. So it looks like there's a lot of variety between the physical features. You have lowlands here, you have more lowlands here. It's very moist because it's along the beach. And then you have mountains here. And you have some low mountains up in Arkansas here. And you have a river right here, which means you have very fertile land along that river. Okay, so actually I'm going to do it in pencil, that way I can erase it for my in-class students. Features range from low swampy areas to beaches, because there's beaches along those coasts, to mountains. Okay, so there's a big range in the physical features in the Southeast. Okay. Hopefully this will come in. Features range from low swampy areas. Let's see if that'll make it come any better. From low swampy areas to beaches. Let me see if I can make it. There we go. Features range from low swampy areas to beaches to mountains. Okay. All right. So in those other boxes beside the map, they want to know precisely what those physical features are. Okay, so the top one, farmland. So along the Mississippi River, the Mississippi River's been there for tens of thousands of years. Over those many, many years, that river is flooded and the floodwaters have receded, and it's flooded again and the floodwaters have receded. And every time that flood happens, it disperses really rich soil along the land. And in doing so, it gives the land new soil that's great for farmers to plant on. Okay, so that gives them fertile farm soil, fertile farmland. Okay, so looking at that map, where would you expect the most fertile farmland to be found? Would you expect it around the mountains, or would you expect it around the Mississippi River? Okay, where would you anticipate that really fertile land to be? I'll give you a clue. Shreveport has fertile land because we have the Red River. Okay. It says what I have here, the region is covered by coastal and floodplains, those floodplains that are around the coast, and then floodplains around this Mississippi River that has fertile soil for agriculture. And agriculture just means for growing things. Okay, so the region, the southeast region, the region is covered by coastal and floodplains. That's an L right there. That has fertile soil for agriculture. Okay, so all these coastal lands, and especially all this land on both sides of the river, this land along the river makes for really good growing of crops. Okay, and then all these lands, all those coastal plains, it's really good for growing crops. Okay, I'm going to try doing that. There we go. The region is covered by coastal and floodplains that has fertile soil for agriculture. Okay. The region is covered by coastal and floodplains that has fertile soil for agriculture. There we go. There we go. That's better. All right, the next one, mountain ranges. The Appalachian Mountains run through the middle of this region. Okay. Appalachian Mountains run through, I'm trying to make it show up, through the middle of this region. There we go. The Appalachian Mountains run through the middle of this region. Okay. Should see how much I'm having to stretch for you to get this good a view. Feel the burn in my back. Okay, mountain ranges. The Appalachian Mountains run through the middle of this region. All right, the next one, coastline. There's a lot of coastlines. 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 This region is surrounded by coastline. Gulf of Mexico to the south. And the Atlantic Ocean to the east. Okay. This region is surrounded by coastline. Gulf of Mexico to the south and the Atlantic Ocean to the east. Sorry about my thumb in the way, but I'm trying to give you the shadow to see it. This region is surrounded by coastline. Gulf of Mexico to the south and the Atlantic Ocean to the east. Okay, now we're down to the bottom one. All right, rivers and swamps. We in Louisiana know about swamps. Rivers and swamps. The largest river in the nation. I'm gonna make it short. Largest river in the US flows through this region. Ran out of room. Flows through this region. You see it ran off the page. Much of the coastlines are covered in swamps. Okay, again, I'm going to put a shadow over this. Rivers and swamps. The largest river in the US, which is the Mississippi River, which we already recorded on here, flows through this region. Much of the coastlines are covered in swamps. Okay, if I've gone too fast, you can hit pause on the video and go back and get any part of this sheet that you've not caught. Okay, So that is that sheet completed. And we will go back and catch the other parts on another day. Okay? All right. Also today we're going to take the quiz. So let's go to the quiz. All right. So I will put this up Tuesday. Here is your quiz. Come on. PowerPoint, you can do it. I know you can. All right, so here's your source one. We've gone over this exact picture several times. This is one that was made by Armour, which was a company that processed a lot of animals, cows, pigs. They handle a lot of food for Americans. In the early 1900s, I think. I don't know if they still do or not. I'm just not sure. So, cattle, pigs, more pigs. There's some cattle here, some more cattle, some scattered cattle. Okay. Believe that's rice right there. Okay, sheep, more sheep, more sheep. Okay, that's your source one. Of course, you can zoom in on these like I showed you before. You can zoom in on this. Where did that go? There it goes. So you can make this larger so you can see it better. Come on. This poor old small school laptop, it just doesn't keep up like my personal laptop does. Okay. You can also enlarge this so you can see the image better. Okay. Slide 3 has your source 2. Some year it'll get there. I think it can. Source 2, U.S. average annual max temperature. Okay. Here is much of the southeast. Average annual max temperature. Okay. Here is slide 4, source 3. Just waiting on it to load up. All right, there we go. Here are your coastal plains, your Appalachian Mountains, your Great Plains, your Rocky Mountains, your Great Basin. Here's your source 4. U.S. population density by state. Okay, more than 20,000. It doesn't say what the unit is, which is really aggravating because I know I teach my students to always state what your unit is. And this map does not state the unit. It tells you the state name. It gives you a number, but it doesn't give you a unit to go with the number. So we don't really know what this unit means. It could mean 20,000 cupcakes per state, which I'd like to go get some cupcakes today after my day. But it doesn't give you a unit to go with that number, so it's frustrating. All right, number 6. For my virtual friends, you're going to literally drag your dot onto the correct answer. And then you're going to send me back this PowerPoint. You're going to upload it into Canvas. For my face-to-face kids, you're going to write down on a piece of notebook paper your correct answers. Number 1, you'll say A, B, C, or D. Number 2, A, B, C, or D. Okay, so everybody's actually taking this test based on this PowerPoint. So number 1, based on source 1, I think you can. I think you can make it. On which physical feature is most of America's livestock grown? Livestock, cows. On which, there's your sound effect for a livestock, cow. You're welcome. All right. On which physical feature is most of America's livestock grown? When they say livestock, they're talking cows. On which physical feature is most of America's livestock grown? Okay. So let's go. Some year we'll get there. Okay. Which physical feature matches up to where most of the livestock, the cows, are grown, where they're raised? Okay, so you'll drag the dot to be over the letter of the correct answer for number 1. Number 2, based on source 4, which of the following best explains where most of the population is settled in the eastern United States? I'm not asking for the state. I'm not asking you where most of the population is settled, which state. I'm asking you about the region. We just covered regions. So is it the northeast part of the United States? That's what they mean by eastern half. Is it the southeast? That's what they mean by southern half. Is it the west? Are there a bunch of states in the west that have most of the people in it? Are there a bunch of states, when they say northern region, they're really talking about the Midwest? So where is there a crowd of people? Don't look at an individual state. Okay, some year I'll get there. Is it crowded here? Are there a bunch of states that are really crowded here? It's not asking about one state. It's asking about a bunch of states. So the Southwest are these 4 states. Are multiple states here crowded? Are multiple states here really crowded? Or are multiple states here crowded? This would be east. This would be what they're calling south. This would be west. And this would be what they're calling north. Okay, so which region is it that's really crowded? Drag and drop your circle onto the best choice. Number 3, based on source 1 and source 4, what is the highest average temperature for the coastal plains? So let's look. Highest average temperature, coastal plains. So they're saying coastal plains here, 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 down to here. It'll get there some year. I have faith in it. It'll make it there. All right. So this is part of the coastal plains. This is part of the coastal plains. This is part of the coastal plains. That means it starts here at 70. It goes to here. So what is your temp? Let's go to 7. Based on source 3 and 4, this one and this one. Population density of the Great Basin. Let's look at Great Basin. Great Basin. It's right here. Population density of right here. Population density. All right. Number 5, you have to drag and drop both dots. You got to give me both correct answers or the whole question's wrong. 2 agricultural products grown near the Appalachian Mountains. They don't mean a cow. That's not an agricultural product. That doesn't grow in the ground. Okay, that's an animal. So 2 agricultural products grown near the Appalachian Mountains. Appalachian Mountains. It'll be there some year. Okay, here we go. So this, I'm going to zoom in, maybe possibly. Fantastic. Great. There. Slide 2, please. All right. This says 5. And this says 4. Okay. Okay. So which 2 are the correct answers? 2 agricultural products grown near the Appalachian Mountains. Number 6. Based on all the sources, what is the most likely reason that Montana, Colorado, and Wyoming have the coldest average temperatures in the United States? Raising sheep is the main agricultural industry in these states. The elevation of the Rocky Mountains makes these states have cooler temperatures. There are less people who live in these states, or these states are located near the northern half of the United States. So let's look back at our maps. Does having less people make the states colder? And by the way, Colorado is more crowded than Louisiana. If that were true, Texas would be hot, Louisiana would be cold, and Colorado would be warmer than Louisiana. Is that true? Don't a lot of people go snow skiing in Colorado? Do a lot of people come to Louisiana snow ski? I'm thinking no. So it doesn't sound so likely. Okay. This looks like that runs through Colorado, Wyoming, and Montana. Huh. Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe. So tell me something else. Is Colorado close to the border? Because they said Colorado, Wyoming, and Montana are all close to the northern area of the country. Well, Montana is very north. But Wyoming isn't as far north. Is Colorado as far north? Things to think about. Okay. And does raising sheep have anything to do with the temperature of the state? So drag your dot to the correct answer. All right. What continent is this? What continent is this? What continent is this? Drag those correct answers to where they fit. What continent is this? What continent is this? What continent is this? That's 6 of your 7. Finally, what's this continent? That's your 7th continent. Then what ocean is this? And what ocean is this? Then you save this document to your computer and you upload it to Canvas. and that's how you get your quiz back to me, and that's how you get your points. If you are in person, as I said, you are writing this down on a piece of paper for this quiz. Let me show you what you're taking face to face for me. Whoops. If you're face to face for this map, you're actually taking this for me. Okay. If you're virtual and you're taking this quiz, you're doing drag and drop. Okay. So that is all our work for Wednesday. All right, guys. Bye.